Good evening, everyone. I want to begin with a question. How often do you catch yourself looking at someone else's life and thinking, why don't I have that? Or perhaps I could never be as good as them. This tendency to focus outward, to compare and compete, can feel almost automatic in today's world. But I'm here to remind you of a profound truth: your energy is better spent inward. Let me explain. The trap of comparison is one of the most pervasive challenges of our time. It's human nature to notice others and evaluate our own position in relation to them. From the moment we begin to understand social dynamics, we're taught, often unintentionally, to measure ourselves against others. In school, we compare grades. In sports, we compare performance. As adults, we compare jobs, homes, relationships, and even appearances. But while comparison may feel instinctive, it is rarely constructive. When you focus on others, you allow their successes and failures to dictate your sense of worth. Seeing someone excel in an area you struggle with can lead to feelings of inadequacy. Conversely, noticing someone else's challenges in areas where you shine can create a false sense of superiority. Both reactions pull you away from what truly matters: your own growth. The energy spent on comparing could be used instead to reflect on your goals, strengths, and opportunities for improvement. Social media has amplified this trap in unprecedented ways. With endless streams of curated highlights from other people's lives, it's easy to fall into the illusion that others are living perfect, problem-free existences. But what we see on the surface is rarely the full picture. Everyone is navigating their own challenges and insecurities, even if they don't share them publicly. Comparing your behind-the-scenes struggles to someone else's highlight reel is not only unfair to yourself, but also inherently flawed. The most damaging aspect of comparison is how it shifts your focus outward. When you spend your time measuring yourself against others, you lose sight of what truly matters to you. Your goals may begin to reflect what you think you should achieve, rather than what genuinely resonates with your values and aspirations. Over time, this disconnection from your authentic self can lead to dissatisfaction and a sense of aimlessness. There's also the risk of becoming overly dependent on external validation. When you measure your worth based on how you compare to others, you hand over control of your happiness to factors outside of yourself. The reality is that there will always be someone ahead of you in certain areas and someone behind you in others. Anchoring your self-worth in this fluctuating landscape ensures you'll never feel fully at peace. The alternative is to shift your focus inward. This doesn't mean ignoring others or living in isolation. It means rooting yourself in your own journey. Celebrate others' successes without using them as a yardstick for your own. Recognize that someone else's accomplishments don't diminish your potential, and their struggles don't elevate you. Instead of comparing, seek inspiration. Let others' achievements remind you of what's possible without feeling the need to compete. Focusing inward requires practice, but it's liberating. When you commit to your own growth, you begin to measure success differently, not by how you stack up to others, but by how much progress you've made toward your own goals. This mindset fosters resilience and a sense of fulfillment. You're no longer chasing an ever-moving target. Instead, you're grounded in a personal sense of purpose. The trap of comparison is an intricate and often subtle snare that can hinder personal growth and well-being. It begins innocently enough, observing someone else's journey, achievements, or lifestyle. Yet over time, these observations can evolve into comparisons that undermine confidence and clarity. The harmful effects of comparison stem not from noticing others, but from using their experiences as a metric for your own worth or success. This habit diverts attention away from your path and directs it toward an illusion of external perfection. At its core, comparison creates a distorted reality. It often exaggerates others' strengths while minimizing your own. You might see someone excelling in a particular area, like their career or personal life, and assume their entire existence is as flawless as the single facet you're observing. In doing so, you fail to account for the challenges, setbacks, or struggles they face behind the scenes. Every individual has a unique set of circumstances, and without full context, comparisons are inherently unfair. What you perceive as an effortless success may be the result of years of unseen effort, sacrifice, or even privilege. Moreover, comparison fosters a scarcity mindset, the belief that success, happiness, or fulfillment is limited and finite. This mindset suggests that someone else's gain inherently means your loss. If they are winning, you must be losing. This is not only untrue, but also emotionally draining. Life is not a zero-sum game, and someone else's achievements do not diminish your potential. However, believing otherwise can lead to resentment, envy, or self-doubt, all of which erode your mental and emotional well-being. Comparison also creates unnecessary pressure to meet unrealistic or irrelevant standards. When you focus on others, you may start chasing goals that aren't aligned with your values or passions, simply because they seem to represent success in someone else's life. This pursuit can leave you feeling disconnected as you measure yourself against benchmarks that have little meaning to you. For example, striving for a lifestyle or career path that mirrors someone else's may lead to temporary satisfaction, but it's unlikely to bring long-term fulfillment if it doesn't resonate with your own aspirations. Perhaps one of the most insidious effects of comparison is its ability to stall progress. When you constantly evaluate yourself against others, you risk falling into a cycle of self-criticism and doubt. You may become so preoccupied with what others are achieving that you lose focus on your own growth. This mindset can create a paralyzing fear of failure. Why try if you'll never measure up? Yet the reality is that progress is personal. No two journeys are the same, and your success is defined by your efforts, resilience, and the steps you take toward your goals. Breaking free from the trap of comparison requires conscious effort and self-compassion. It means redirecting your attention inward and recognizing your unique path. Instead of comparing, strive to learn and be inspired by others' journeys. Celebrate their successes as reminders of what's possible while remaining grounded in your own. By focusing on your progress and values, you reclaim the energy and clarity needed to build a fulfilling, authentic life. Empathy, often celebrated as the cornerstone of meaningful connections, begins with a simple yet profound truth: you cannot truly extend understanding and compassion to others without first cultivating it within yourself. This self-focused empathy is not about indulgence or selfishness, but about creating a foundation of emotional strength and self-awareness. To engage authentically with the world around you, you must first learn to meet your own needs with kindness and understanding. At its heart, self-compassion is the practice of treating yourself as you would a close friend. It means acknowledging your flaws and mistakes without harsh judgment, recognizing that imperfection is part of the shared human experience. Yet many people find it easier to offer empathy to others than to themselves. They berate themselves for failures or shortcomings, believing that self-criticism will drive improvement. Ironically, this approach often has the opposite effect, leading to feelings of shame, frustration, and stagnation. When you focus on yourself, you create the space to address these internal dynamics. You begin to understand your triggers, fears, and aspirations in a deeper way. This self-awareness fosters a sense of inner peace, allowing you to approach life's challenges from a place of stability rather than reaction. It also equips you to set healthy boundaries, ensuring that your empathy for others does not come at the expense of your well-being. Empathy for yourself also builds resilience. Life inevitably presents difficulties, and how you respond to them shapes your ability to move forward. When you treat yourself with kindness during tough times, you create a safe emotional space to process pain and disappointment. This inner support system becomes a wellspring of strength, enabling you to face adversity with courage and optimism. Without self-compassion, it's easy to become overwhelmed or stuck, unable to see a path forward. Moreover, self-compassion enhances your ability to empathize with others. When you are attuned to your own struggles and victories, you gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity of the human experience. This understanding allows you to connect with others on a more meaningful level, offering support and kindness from a place of authenticity. Rather than projecting your expectations or judgments onto them, you can meet them where they are, appreciating their unique journey. Focusing on yourself does not mean turning away from others. It means approaching relationships from a place of wholeness. When you are grounded in your own worth and capable of self-compassion, you are less likely to seek validation or fulfillment from external sources. This reduces the risk of unhealthy dependency or resentment in your interactions, allowing you to give and receive freely. In a world that often equates self-focus with selfishness, it's important to recognize that nurturing yourself is an essential part of contributing to the greater good. By practicing empathy within, you not only improve your own well-being, but also create a ripple effect of compassion that extends outward. The stronger and more self-aware you are, the more effectively you can show up for others, fostering connections built on mutual respect, understanding, and care.